said, hey, it's a repeat of what we had before. Since that time, I've been on the phone not only with Mr. Cunningham and this team there, but also with HUD at Washington level. And we came to an understanding that HUD will be working to do what it takes to make sure that we look out for the citizens here. My main goal was to keep everyone here in the city of Cairo, not to go through what we had in 2017 when all these folks left their homes. Folks, you're born, raised here, like I am. I'm homegrown, I'm from here, and it's all about our community and keeping people here and prospering together. So, first thing I talked about was, of course, checking into the availability of the apartments, which I know they talked about a little while ago. Also, I personally went out and drove around town looking at different properties that's for sale, maybe not on the market yet, or properties that could be renovated. Been on the phone with developers, investors, I'm doing everything I can to make sure we keep as many of our folks here in the city of Cairo. Moving forward with HUD, the conversation we had was redevelopment. Providing homes for you to live in here. So, my thing is, we've got to, the thing is, you got to work together, for that common goal there. We can't have people in all these different directions. I know some folks that's upset about upset and go a certain route with the way things they want to see happen. That figures holding things up or trying to throw a monkey wrench into things. Well, what we need to do is just come together, make sure we're on the same page. And what it's all about is keeping everybody here in Cairo, providing you with apartments or homes. And so that's the step we're looking at moving forward. And so there'll be more meetings in the future, of course, with everyone, keep them posted and updated. In fact, I've got another meeting coming up here in a few days there to talk about actually plans there for actual homes and apartments here in Cairo. So I'm constantly working for you, and I'll let you know you're going to see more of me around here. And anytime you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm here to serve you. I'm serving other people. So anything I can do to help out, feel free to reach out to me. You all see me, of course, every day. Walk up to me and say, hey, hey, this is what's going on. Can you check into this for me, Mayor? And that's what it's all about, this open line of communication. And that's what's been promised to me by HUD, that we'll have that here on out. So I'll turn it back over to you, sir. I think I've been burned by ears long enough.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your comments. And again, I just want to reiterate that HUD is committed to partnering with the community, with the city, on a strategy to plan and build affordable housing here in Cairo. So, I understand from our last meeting that the concerns and frustrations shared during our last meeting over the past couple of weeks, as there were many details shared during our October 26th meeting. So I wanted to spend a few minutes again to summarize the background, and many of you here were here for the previous meeting, so you've heard it. But ACHA completed the visual inspection of the Smith building in 2021 that revealed cracked concrete on several of the columns. As part of the planning for structural modifications and seismic retrofits to the Smith building, an independent structural engineer performed a preliminary assessment of the building. The assessment highlighted an issue with the foundation and wood piles at the Smith building. So we had a further study performed in July of 2022, and in reviewing the building construction and the original 1966 building foundation design, the engineers concluded that the building may not survive an earthquake event. And we're talking a magnitude of 4.9 or higher. Expected damage would be comparable to what we saw in 2021 with the Seaside condominium property collapse in Florida, where floors collapsed onto one another. HUD received the final assessment in October of 2022 that confirmed a potential for a building collapse. Based on those findings of those studies, HUD has deemed it necessary to relocate all families again living in Smith building. I know this is still hard news, but the purpose of this meeting is to provide an update on the timeline. We listened to you, we talked about issuing a 30-day notice at the last meeting. We're not going to do that. We fully understand that moving will have a major impact on you and your community, which is why we carefully reviewed the engineering studies, consulted with specialists in the area before coming to this decision. Again, based on the health and safety concerns, ACHA will be providing you with a 90-day notice to vacate the Smith building. You will receive your 90-day notice by certified mail, and the copy will be provided door to door to each Smith resident follow later this week. Please know that you're not alone, that we will help you every step in the process, every step of the way. As you know, ACHA has procured a relocation company to help provide the services you will need for a successful move. I'll give you a highlight, and I'm going to turn it over soon to Jim Evans to talk about it, but services may include temporary and permanent replacement housing, housing search assistance, community tours, landlord listings, security and utility deposits, coordination with social service agencies, and professional packers and movers. Many of you have met the ACHA relocation specialist from Quadell. They are here with us today and will provide additional details on the relocation process and benefits available to all of the Smith residents. As stated earlier, the relocation specialist will work with each household to figure out the best housing opportunity for your family. We plan to offer families options to move to other public housing, other affordable units, or units in the private market using a voucher. And that includes helping, as the mayor said, to identify as many possible units here in Cairo. That is you get to make the choice of where you want to move, and we want to make sure that we exhaust every option to get your first preference. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jim Evans, another Jim, we're full of Jims, to talk about what services and what benefits you have as a Smith resident and how we will help you.
First, thank you, and can everybody hear me in the back? Want to thank HUD, the Alexander County Housing Authority, for giving us the opportunity to provide the service. We know that this time is very difficult, that the decision to move and the effort that it takes to move is something that is very challenging. We're going through holidays and everything right now. We understand that. We've got kids in school, and our team of relocation staff are very sensitive to the needs of the people that need to move. And we will work with you to develop a plan. I want to focus, we've got a handout that we'll give to everybody at the end of this session, or as we finish up this little talk. But I want to reiterate one point that Jim Cunningham has made, and that also the mayor has made, and that is that we're committed to finding the type of housing that is right for you and your family, that's going to fall within the time frame that we have. We know that the time frame is not ideal, but we will work with you to try to find a suitable place in the place where you want to live and in the type of housing that you want to live in. If that's public housing, we've had contact and discussions with other public housing authorities. The Jackson County Housing Authority will be available to issue vouchers for anyone that wants to rent on the private market here in Cairo, in the broader Alexander County area, or beyond, within the state, within the region, nationally. You can use the voucher wherever it is that you want to go. We'll help you prioritize your needs and your decisions. We'll work with you to secure professional movers. If you want to do the move on your own, we'll help you get the packing materials. We'll have funding available to be able to make sure that you can rent a truck and take the stuff if you want to move it yourself, or that we'll handle all of the payments for the packers and the movers to move your stuff to the place that you want to go. We will be able to offer long-term and temporary housing assistance. We may get to a point where the building has to be closed and you still have not found a place to live. We'll make sure that you have a safe place to go when those decisions get made and when it's the right time for you to be able to make your move. But we will also work with you to make that long-term permanent move. And again, we've got Gloria, Cicely, and Marcus. They're in the back. You've probably seen them around the building here and across the, coming to your doors. Please meet with them, talk to them, tell them what it is that what your priorities are, where it is that you want to go. We know that you want to stay at the Smith building, but we also know that that's not an option anymore. We'll work very closely with Lisa and the staff here at ACHA to help families that are, that can transfer to other units here at Shoemaker or at any of the other scattered sites. If that works out, we'll help you do that. We'll make all the connections so that your stuff gets moved from one place to the other. If you need storage, we can help with that. But like I say, we're here to help you. Please let Gloria, Cicely, and Marcus work with you and help you. They're committed to making sure that you're able to make a successful move.
Thank you, Jim. And as you know, this is the second of many meetings to come. We are committed to keeping you informed throughout this process. And as I shared, the safety of you and your families is our highest priority. And again, we plan to work closely with the mayor and Mayor Simpson and the other community leaders to redevelop a plan for affordable housing in Cairo. So I know you have questions. I and the team will do everything in our power to answer them. So so at this point, I'm going to open it up to Q&A, and we'll go through the list first, and then we'll open the floor up for others that have questions about where we are. The first is Theopolis.
Oh man, I thought I was last.
No one signed up ahead of you.
Y'all come up front because I'm listening to a lot of things. And like I said in the meeting earlier, my talk was basically plain talk. You know, y'all throwing around a lot of big words because I look around the room. You guys can actually make me with it. Let's talk more action. Right now, if you look out among these people here, I want you to take a moment. When you look out there, consider yourself in their shoes. Half of them senior citizens. They've been here their entire lives. They never lived nowhere else. And then all of a sudden, and we grew up going to school, I'm 64. We grew up going to school hearing about New Magic Funk. New Magic Funk. That thing goes from here to who knows where. And it ain't erupted yet. Now all of a sudden, you come along with this idea of a new magic fault? Now, ain't nobody worried about no new magic fault. What we worried about now is this relocation thing. Do you know the kind of effect that's gonna play on these senior citizens' minds? I mean, even if they relocate, it's gonna have an effect on their mind in the long run. It's almost like you shortening their lifespan. It's like taking a big fish out of a big tank and putting them in a small tank. How long do you think he's gonna last? He won't last, will he? You know, so I just want y'all to just consider that. You know, I brought it up. There's a thin line between morality and business. Right. See, y'all just want to deal with the business, and this is all about the business. I don't think you're that concerned about our safety, because if you was more concerned about the safety, you would probably get, no offense to you, brother, but you would probably address the law enforcement around here a little bit stoutish. Get more with them. You know, if you were concerned about safety, there was a young lady that got killed in this building, but they said it was an accident. I ain't gonna never believe there was an accident. How the hell you gonna hang yourself on a shower curtain? Come on here. But you know, they let it go, let it fly. Oh, we seen it on that. She crazy, huh? You know, I'm just saying. So you know, if you're gonna be real about this thing, quit feeding us the garbage about earthquake. Come on here, man. You just said 4 point, what did you say, 4.4? Yeah. Has that ever happened?
No.
Ever?
I believe it has, but it has been a long
But
time.
has it ever happened here?
No.
I'm not a seismologist,
So
but
when do you expect it to happen?
I can't predict that.
Well, the next
So
place
then
we
why
have
are
to
you
move,
making
will it be
everybody
earthquake
move?
proof? The next place will we move, will it be earthquake proof?
No, because it's all this shit is gonna do magic fault.
Are you
So,
moving it
so
somewhere
there's
else?
different building types that are much safer than a fully concrete building that is not built to
What's the
standards.
real deal? What's the underlying deal?
I
What's
just
the real
didn't know the
deal?
next place is open.
I don't, me personally, I'm gonna say this too. Gentlemen, sit down. I'm not one of the guys who wore the race car. I grew up under this racism. I had to hide in my, out in the projects. My grandmother would put mattress up to the window because the gunfire was coming from somewhere out there. You know what I'm saying? This was during the civil rights movement. You know, and we subdued that. We survived that. That was a depressed moment in the times of I am going to erase a little bit. Black people's life. Now here you come with a whole different style of oppression.
They can protect you.
Come on, man. Come on. What y'all gonna do? You can do better. I know you can do better. The money's just here. Y'all discussing millions of, I ain't never even seen $1 million. Y'all can discuss all these $10, $50 million and can't put nothing like you just said about the modular homes. What's up with that?
They are quite
Come on.
So I just want you to know, I mean, all right, we need to proceed, but my answer to that is that we care, the safety of our residents is top priority, and we can't unsee what we've seen. We know that we will not survive an earthquake, and we cannot manage that risk. So we are moving forward with the relocation of Smith residents. We're going to work with you, as we said. We want to be behind you every step of the way. And then we also want to address the other issue of we haven't reinvested. We need to reinvest in Cairo. So we're going to find a way to work with the mayor to do that. So 2 separate tracks, and we're going to work with the community to get that done. Next up is Wendy on the shore. We're growing. Sorry.
Yes, I understand what the young man has said concerning the people who've been here all their lives. I lived in Mounds most of my life and been here certain different times, you know, living in the Shoemakerville and now living here because of my circumstances. But you say 90 days, it was 30 days plus, but now you're saying 90 days. What happens if a person does not find something within 90 days? Because from day one, when you all came and said what you said, I done looked, I done tried. I mean, I got applications in, Chief Lisa probably might have heard from some of the people. I got applications in 10 places now. A lot of people in Missouri are not taking vouchers no more. A lot of people are trying to work with the people that's being displaced, because I've talked to different landlords, you know, it's nothing available. I've been on the waiting list in Miles for 5 years, and just found out today I'm 24. After they got the new program, I was 24 5 years ago, and then found out when you said what you said when you first came, I became 54, and then they told me today I'm 24 again. After 5 years, people done died, people done moved. I mean, you know, I don't know what the circumstances is when I'm 24 again, but I know the housing has a point system. But it's nothing really out there right now, because you in the dead of winter. So what do we do if we don't find anything? And then the housing here in Alexander County is limited, and you got all these people, and like you said, a lot of them are elderly. I'm not only thinking about myself, I'm thinking about others. Where are we gonna go?
So, first of all, I'd just say, we're gonna make sure that everyone gets rehoused. So we're gonna make assessments. We'll do an assessment on day 30, day 60, and on day 90 and see where we are. And we wanna make sure that what happens is that we're making progress towards getting people new homes. On day 90, someone may have a lease and can't move in for 30 days. We're not doing evictions on day 91. We wanna make sure we're seeing progress and work that people are working with our relocation counselors. That is the ideal. It's probably 100% going to be done in 90 days. Probably not. We want to work with each family to make sure that you are successful and have a good place and have a successful move. And again, there are circumstances we'll make that assessment at that time. Day 91, we're not issuing any eviction notice.
Okay, but even if you all are helping,
When I was in the academy, they said something to me disgusting. If it's not written, it didn't happen. You're saying that you're gonna get new housing and that's gonna develop. What guarantee do these people have that that's actually gonna occur? Because saying it and moving people out is one thing, but actually proving that some kind of action is gonna happen after that should be in some type of writing if that's what's actually gonna occur. That's my one thing. apartments and housing in scattering are available?
My understanding is there's a total of 6 available units, 3 in Shoemaker and 3 in the scatter site, so total 6.
6. And how many people have to move out? Mine says 6.
Well, it's 53 total families.
Okay. So still a lot of people that's gonna need a house. I just don't understand, if you can pay for movers, buses, packers, all this stuff, why can't y'all start on housing? Why do we have to skip that step and move everybody out, spending millions of dollars? I think somebody told me that it's $30 or $40 million for vouchers, but it would be like 15 or 20 to build houses. Why are we spending my money that I work for every day in waste like this? Just like the money that was put into the housing, and it's all going to waste. So those are my questions, like why do we have to skip the step? Why can't y'all be meeting now in these 90 days to put some housing up?
I will say this, because development doesn't happen in 90 days.
But evictions and finding apartments.
We're not-
I'm from Jackson County. I'm still looking for y'all last eviction people a place to stay
Understand?
right now.
Yep.
So it's not gonna be easy with your team and everything else.
It's not gonna be easy for you. We understand that.
Okay, but it seems like to me it's easier to go with the man that got the plans to put the housing up. You're not answering my question.
We don't have a plan, and we're gonna work with the city to develop a plan.
Okay, so do the residents get something right according to this is what's gonna occur?
There was not a plan prior. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, we're working with Steve. Steve is on our RAD. We are committed to doing this. And I mean, the mayor's talked to our deputy secretary. This is you can't go any higher. And she is committed to doing that.
So I keep listening to you, and I heard your opening statement about the mayor about redevelopment. So all of you guys that are in the Smith building, they're saying go see the relocation team. But you gotta go see the relocation team. They're telling you to tell them where you want to go. Tell them where you want to go. I want to stay in Cairo. That means then when they go back to this relocation team and they say that they had 53 people who came and talked to them, and all 53 said they want to stay in Cairo, that means he has to talk to the mayor about a redevelopment plan faster than what he thought. So, play by the rules. The rules is earthquake, unfortunately. So therefore, we have to do what's accountable. You guys control your destiny according to what he's saying to us. He's saying you go to your relocation person and you say where you want to go. If you want to stay in Cairo, you tell that relocation person, I want to stay in Cairo. Now, 90 days, he says he's going to go back and look at this thing 30 days, 60 days, so on and so forth. In 60 days, if he goes back and his relocation team says the majority of the Cairo residents still hasn't found anywhere to go because they want to stay in Cairo, that puts the emphasis back on him, and he says the mayor and all the other teams that are working to find a better solution. So your voice is important. Don't feel like don't feel like you counted out. They're asking you where you want to go. Tell them, I want to go to Cairo. And then they got to work, as he's saying, over and over and over again, we got to work to find out the best possible solution. The best possible solution for residents that want to stay in Cairo right now is development. There's no other option. We got a lot of empty spaces. HUD has a lot of vacant lots that's available. They have capital that's available. Tell them what you want, and let's work from there. We're going to have more of these meetings according to what's the needs of the residents of Cairo. Right. Speak your needs, and we go from there.
You say HUD got some houses and some lots. Hey, I want to know if I can take my HUD voucher and buy me a house and get a USDA loan for to get it fixed. I want to know that. Can I do that? Is that feasible? That I can take my voucher?
So the receiving housing authority has to have a home ownership program, and I don't know if Jackson.
Listen, I'm not there yet, but I'm working. I'm walking there. I'm walking in that direction. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Where I come from, my previous housing authority used a Section 8 program to do housing vouchers. We housed 39 residents
I agree.
and home ownership. So I am working towards it. I'm not there yet, but this is where collaborative conversations happen and guidance. I'm getting to that point, but we have to take baby steps. Time is of the essence.
Right. Time is of the essence. Yeah, 'cause
Time
y'all
is
say
of
you
the
got 90
essence.
days.
Right. So what can we do first so that we can get to the next step? So that we can get to the next
So we
step.
can't use that voucher to buy no house with it? That's what you saying?
Listen, all I'm gonna tell you is taking the vouchers won't be a mistake. Trust me when I tell you.
Taking the voucher and stating what you want.
I
That's what
want
they're
to buy me a house
asking
in
you to
Cairo.
do.
I don't want
It won't be a mistake.
hood houses in.
This is a grown, it's time for you to be grown. It's time for people to be
This
grown.
monopoly.
If you know
Everybody,
you understand,
this
it's safe.
this is monopoly.
And
This is
stand your
the
ground.
cheap. This is the cheap. This is the cheap property around go. You know what? They want the lakefront and all that. This is a monopoly. They want the money. And they move Russ out the way, they can get the money. Think that port, that shit been over. That port been over. That been over. That port been over. This is a monopoly. And if we can capitalize off the monopoly, I want to take my voucher and try to get me a hood house. Yeah. I want to capitalize like that because you're putting me out my house. I got to go. See, if I got to go, I got to capitalize off of it. If I could capitalize off of it, then I'm cool. But I can't capitalize off of it, then y'all got us looking crazy. That hood, that special, what is it, a Section 8 voucher, you should be able to take that Section 8 voucher and get you a hood house and then use USDA and get it built from roof down. You should be able to, from my knowledge. They said you can't.
Okay, so we need to
They
make
hood
sure
with it.
the people signed in. Thank you. Did you sign in?
Nobody need to talk this shit.
Next is, Reed, Ellis Reed.
This is a HUD posted item dated 10/19/2022. It says HUD.
Come on, y'all.
It says HUD Property Authority under RAD facilitates 15 billion in construction funding. Approximation, leverage the RAD to obtain 15 billion in financing for construction, rehabilitation, and preservation of more than 185,000 deeply affordable rental homes for older people and seniors. And I found an article on the website 2 months ago. They ordered all the residents in the Florida condo to move out because they found cracked concrete beams. In 10 days, they repaired those beams and moved those people back into their condo. In 10 days, it's on the internet. So they can do the same thing here. They found cracked beams, concrete beams there.
In order to make it safe, it would cost us $23 million.
I'm saying they had it in 10 days. Lord.
Well, look how it ended up.
They just spent $10 million.
So, and as far as RAD, I mean, that was what we were working towards. We were working towards redevelopment of the existing properties under RAD. And Jim was, we're negotiating with U.S. Management Services to do a master development agreement that could involve
We're
more.
still on, we owe them a response, we waited until the portfolio was clear what you were gonna do with the Smith.
But this came along in the middle of it, so we're addressing this immediate situation and then committing to working with the mayor and the community to redevelop housing in Cairo. That is our plan, and that's what we will continue to do. There are two separate issues. The fact that we don't know if there's a seismic event, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen never. I recognize that, but that's not a risk. That we can't unsee the fact that we saw the results of the engineering study. We just can't. And it can't be in our, and so we need to move people forward. So, that's where we are today. Pastor Matthew, you are the next on the list.
Just to give you all a little bit of history, I think you all keep talking about these earthquakes. So I'm gonna give everybody's got a cell phone. I want you to Google this, Mr. Magnolia will tell you, I was in Jackson County Housing News. And I said the same thing to her and her board up in St. if you all Google, November 9th, 1968, in southern Illinois, there was a 5.4 earthquake on the Richter scale, right here. That was powerful enough to shake people out of their beds in Cook County. You all can Google it. If it's powerful enough to shake someone out of a bed in Cook County from down here, that building right there was developed in 1967. 1 year after, there was a 5.4 on the Richter scale that did not topple that building. That's why I said if you don't have phones, you can Google it. Everybody you heard can Google it. So if you're saying that 4.7, 4.9, there was a 5.4 in 1968. Now, given that you have wear and tear on buildings, we give it. But what I don't understand is we've always known this is new magic fault line. Everybody here knows we taught that in school. We also talked about, as you see, that Hood has plenty of money. Now, we were faced with this issue back when Donald Trump was the president. Well, I remember, because I was in this very building, and I got walked out because of the insults of certain people from the Hood administration. I was getting up and walking out. Because of the money that was there that they refused to use to even do anything in Alexander County, and that's why I got walked out. Now, I just heard him say in the board meeting about that how much did you say? That you all were sending back. $4.7 million. And I asked Jim about it because I was saying, well, how did Bill for sending back $4.7 million? He explained to me because of regulation and that the money was earmarked for a certain thing. But I said to Jim, it's an emergency. The emergency is still here because you make it an emergency. So I'm asking the question. I went back and asked Ms. Brenda from HUD back in the back. I'll say, if you got $4.7 million plus the capital that HUD already has for Alexander County Housing Authority, what stops them from dropping modular homes yesterday? And how long is that? I mean, I don't understand it. And I keep asking this question. If you say, I know you gave you the best answer, I get it. I'm not blaming you for it. But what I'm saying is, we can get on the phone and start calling Marshall Flood office. See, y'all have to start calling right place. Call her office and ask her, why come that $4.7 million, he said, gotta go back when it's already here. It can sit in the account and then you can use it from here. Come on. Now just say he asked. You asked for it, but I'm saying, I don't see it because if they're saying they want to stay here, you got, how much capital do we have on hand here? 2.9 million, do the math. And then 4.7, that's $7 million. $7 million. So I know that HUD has the money. This is a Democratic Congress. Straight up. This is a Democratic Congress. Now, I expect those results from the last administration, but I expect better from our administration because there's no way you can tell me that all of this money that HUD has, that you want to rush us out, and I appreciate the people coming help them, but what I don't appreciate is we're putting so much emphasis on moving, no emphasis on bringing the money in to help us stay. Well, that's what I'm telling you, Jim, I know you do the best you can, so I'm not angry at you. I'm not angry at you, and you're going to do the best you can, but I'm asking you to go back and ask HUD to look. We made it clear. We don't want to leave. These people do not want to leave this community.
I think we heard you loud and clear.
Okay, and so let's find the money. Let's find the money.
And that's why we need to work with, I agree. We need to work with the mayor, we need to work with, in order to do development, there's a process. What's that? Yeah, absolutely, the residents, I was at the meeting earlier today, so you gotta make sure we.
How about just go tell HUD we need $50 million? No, I'm serious. Okay, well, answer this question, I'm done. How much would it cost to demolish that building? Just estimate. $100 million. $3 more million. You all got the money for that? You gonna get the money to demolish it right here?
Probably. Look, again, we are gonna work, and I think I've explained to you, when HUD does, when development happens through a housing authority, HUD provides funding through the housing authority. We usually fund money through a state housing finance agency and also the state through our other programs. We need to get all that capital together, do all the stuff we have to do, and there's environmental reviews, there's fair housing reviews that we have to do, and it's not, God bless you that you can go out and build a modular house tomorrow, right? If I have a lot, I can go out and buy it and procure it and put it on because I don't have to do half the stuff that we have to do as a housing authority. Can we try to expedite that stuff? Yeah, we can. And we will, that's what we're gonna talk and we have the commitment to do that and I know that the senator's office is having a meeting on Thursday to talk about it. We're very highly interested in the outcome of that meeting. We'll be back in a couple weeks to talk with the mayor again. So yeah, we want to move quickly. We will do that. We're committed to doing that.
Hey, I just want to say one thing. It's two key things that Pastor just said and Brother Steve just said. All 53 of y'all that's in that building, tell them you don't want to go nowhere else, like Steve said. Stay here in Cairo, like that pastor just said. That money that you got, instead of sending it back where you're trying to send it to, leave it here. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get on the racial side. And I'm gonna tell you that because I'm an activist and I care about these people, even though I don't live here. The way y'all doing these people, there's no different than Wednesday, January the 6th, 2021 in the Capitol. If all them people was black, they'd have been dead. I'm gonna leave it at that. This is the building that they are talking about trying to tear down, claiming something about an earthquake. But when you look at the videos, you'll see a brother said this building was built in 1967 and they had a 5-point-something earthquake here in 1968 and it didn't tear it down then. How would it tear it down now? I come here to Cairo again to help speak up for the people here. This is the building, like I said, that they're going to tear down. And if you look at the other building around the corner, which is the shoemaker building, if they tear this down, surely it's going to do some type of damage to the shoemaker's building. And I want y'all to look at this street all the way up and down here. This is sacred land here, and this is what they trying to cover up. This same street that this Cornell Smith building is on, the Underground Railroad was here. This is where Harriet Tubman was freeing some of the slaves. All of this here, all up and down there. So y'all know why they wanted it covered up. This is history they want covered up.